Hello, and welcome everyone to the Daily English Podcast. I'm David, your host for today.
And I'm Sophie, your co-host. We're so happy you could join us again. How are you doing today, David?
I'm doing great, Sophie. You know, I've been thinking a lot about today's topic. It's a big one. I think it could really help a lot of people, especially those learning English and facing challenges.
Absolutely. Today, we're diving into something deep and maybe a little scary. What if success never comes?
That's a powerful question, right? Have you ever wondered what would happen if you worked really hard for something, but you never became successful in the way you imagined?
Yeah, it's a question that makes you stop and think. And I think we all feel it sometimes, especially when we're learning something new, like a new language.
For sure. Let's get into it. But first, if you're new to Daily English podcast, our goal is to help you improve your English through real friendly conversations about life, culture, and language. We share tips, stories, and laughter so you can learn English in a natural way.
And we want you to feel like you're with friends. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's talk about success. Or maybe what happens if it never arrives.
Perfect. Sophie, can I ask you, have you ever chased a dream and worried, what if I never make it? What if success never actually comes?
Oh, definitely. When I first started learning French, I wanted to be fluent so badly. But after a couple of years, I still couldn't understand movies without subtitles. I started to think, maybe I'll never get there. It was discouraging.
I get that. For me, it was guitar. I practiced for hours, but I never got as good as I hoped. I would watch videos of amazing players and feel like giving up. Like, why am I even trying?
Yeah, it's tough. So many people feel that way. And not just with languages or music. It could be with jobs, sports, or even relationships.
Exactly. So today, let's explore this idea. We'll talk about what success really means, why we chase it, what happens if it doesn't come, and how we can still find meaning and happiness.
And we'll share stories, practical tips, and maybe help you see things in a new way. Let's get started.
All right. First, let's talk about the word success. What does it actually mean? Because honestly, I think it's different for everyone.
Yes. Some people think success means making a lot of money. Others think it means being famous. For some, it just means being happy or healthy.
And for English learners, maybe success means having a conversation with a native speaker without feeling nervous, or watching a movie in English and understanding the jokes.
Right. Success can be big or small, public or private. It can even change over time. What felt like success 5 years ago might not feel the same now.
True. Actually, let's ask our listeners, what does success mean to you? Take a moment and think about it. Maybe even say your answer out loud or write it down.
Great idea. And don't worry if your answer is different from others. That's the beauty of it. Success is personal.
So, Sophie, why do you think we worry so much about success? Why is it such a big deal?
I think a lot of it comes from society. We see stories about people who are rich or super talented or who have big achievements. Social media makes it look like everyone is successful, except us.
Yeah, Instagram doesn't show the hard days, right? Only the highlights.
Exactly. And sometimes family or friends have expectations too. They might ask, when will you get that job? Or when will you be fluent in English? It creates pressure.
That's true. I remember my uncle always asking me, have you finished your novel yet? I hadn't even started. It felt like I was already failing.
Oh, I know that feeling. The pressure can be real. But sometimes we are our own toughest critics. We set high standards for ourselves and feel disappointed when we don't reach them quickly.
Definitely. And that leads to our next point. What are the pros and cons of chasing success?
Okay, let's start with the pros, the good things. Chasing success can motivate us. It gives us goals and something to work towards. When you try to get better at English, for example, you practice more, you learn more. That's positive.
Yes, and it can make life exciting. Imagine the feeling when you finally reach a goal you worked hard for. It's amazing.
But there are some cons too. If we focus too much on the result and not the journey, we might feel frustrated. We might even give up if things take longer than we expect.
Or we might start comparing ourselves to others, like, why can he speak English so well and I can't? That can make us feel bad about ourselves.
Yes. And sometimes we forget to celebrate the small wins. Maybe you learned 5 new words today. That's a success too.
I love that. Every step counts. So if success never comes, at least in the way we imagine, does that mean we failed?
No, I don't think so. Sometimes the journey is more important than the destination. Think about it. While you're learning, you meet new people, discover new things, and grow as a person.
That's right. I remember a time when I joined a running club. I wanted to run a marathon, but I never actually did. But I made amazing friends, got healthier, and learned discipline. Was that a failure? I don't think so.
No way. That sounds like a big win to me. Sometimes we find success in unexpected places.
Exactly. So let's talk about some challenges people face when success doesn't come quickly or maybe at all.
Disappointment is a big one. You might feel sad or lose motivation.
Yeah, and sometimes we feel embarrassed, like I told everyone I'd be fluent by this year, but I'm not. It's hard to admit.
And sometimes friends or family don't understand. They might say things like, "Why don't you just give up?" That can hurt.
For sure. But let's flip it. What are the benefits of not reaching that big success? Are there any?
Oh, yes. You learn resilience, you become stronger. You also learn to enjoy the process. Maybe you find out you love learning English, not just to pass a test, but because you like talking to people from other countries.
That's a great point. Sometimes when we don't get what we want, we find something even better, or we realize that we're okay even without that big achievement.
Exactly. And it helps us build empathy. We know what it feels like to struggle, so we can support others too.
Let's talk about some misconceptions. What are some common mistakes people make when thinking about success?
One big mistake is thinking success is only about money or fame. But there are so many ways to be successful.
Another is believing that success should happen fast. In reality, most successes take time, a lot of time.
Some people also think that if you fail once, it's over. But actually, many successful people failed many times before they finally succeeded.
Absolutely. I mean, look at J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter was rejected by many publishers before it became a huge success.
Or Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before he finally invented the light bulb. Imagine if he had given up.
That's inspiring. So, listeners, if you're struggling with English or anything else, remember, you're not alone. Everybody faces obstacles.
And sometimes, not reaching the final goal teaches us more than if we got it easily. It builds character.
Okay, let's get practical. What can you do if you're feeling stuck, like success is just not coming?
First, celebrate small wins. Maybe you learned a new word today or understood a new phrase in English. That's progress.
Second, set realistic goals. Don't expect to be fluent overnight. Maybe your goal is to have a 5-minute conversation in English. That's a great start.
Third, be kind to yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. Everyone does, even native speakers.
And try to enjoy the process. Find ways to make learning fun. Watch movies, listen to music, talk with friends. Don't make it a chore.
And don't be afraid to ask for help. Maybe join a language group or find a study partner. It's easier together.
Let's do a quick scenario. Imagine you're preparing for a big English exam, but you keep failing practice tests. How do you keep going?
Good question. First, I'd take a break and breathe. Then, I'd try to see what I'm getting wrong and focus on those areas. Maybe I'd ask a friend or teacher for advice.
I like that. And maybe I'd remind myself that one test doesn't define my whole ability. I'd look at how far I've come since I started.
Exactly. Listeners, have you ever felt stuck? What helped you keep going? Think about it for a moment.
And remember, it's okay to rest. Sometimes stepping back and coming back with fresh eyes makes all the difference.
Let's talk a bit about cultural differences. In some cultures, success is very connected to school or work. In others, it's more about family or community.
That's true. In the US, people often talk about living the American dream, owning a house, having a good job. But in other countries, success might be about having lots of friends or being a good parent.
And, sometimes people move to a new country and their idea of success changes. Maybe before, it was about grades. But now, it's about feeling at home in a new place.
That's a great point. Listeners, if you're learning English in a new country, maybe your idea of success is ordering coffee in English or making a new friend. That's huge.
And those little victories matter. They build your confidence step by step.
Let's do another quick reflection. Think about a time you worked hard for something, even if you didn't reach your big goal. What did you learn along the way? How did you grow?
For me, it was running a 10K race. I didn't finish as fast as I wanted, but I learned how strong I could be. And I made new friends in training.
For me, it was learning to cook. I wanted to make perfect meals, but I burned a lot of food. Still, I learned patience, and now I really enjoy cooking, even if it's not perfect.
See, sometimes the process is more valuable than the result.
Let's touch on another common mistake, thinking that success is a one-time thing. Like, you reach it and then you're done.
But actually, success is ongoing. You reach one goal and then you set a new one. Life keeps moving.
Exactly. So don't be too hard on yourself. If you haven't reached the end yet, there's always more to learn and experience.
And remember, your journey is unique. Don't compare your start to someone else's finish.
I like that. Okay, here's a mini challenge for our listeners. This week, write down one thing you did that made you feel proud, even if it's small. Maybe you spoke English with a stranger, finished a book, or tried a new recipe.
Yes. And if you want, share it with a friend or even send us a message. We'd love to hear about your small successes.
Let's shift gears and talk about some famous quotes about success. One of my favorites is from Winston Churchill. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
Oh, that's a good one. I also like this from Maya Angelou. Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it.
Both are powerful. I think they show that success is about more than just reaching a goal. It's about how you feel and how you grow.
Absolutely. And sometimes the people who seem the most successful are not the happiest. It's important to find what makes you happy, not just what looks good to others.
Let's do a quick vocabulary highlight before we wrap up. Sophie, do you want to start?
Sure. The first word is resilience. It means the ability to recover from difficulties or setbacks. For example, learning a language takes resilience because you will make mistakes, but keep going.
Good one. Next is journey. This means the process or experience of getting somewhere, not just arriving at the destination. For example, enjoy the journey of learning English, not just the end result.
Another useful word is setback. A setback is something that slows you down or makes things harder. For example, failing a test is a setback, but you can learn from it.
How about perseverance? This means continuing to try even when it's hard. For instance, her perseverance helped her become fluent in English.
Great. And one more, comparison. This is when you look at what others have and measure yourself against them. For example, try not to focus on comparison when learning English. Everyone goes at their own pace.
Nice, Sophie. And a quick cultural note. In English, we often use the phrase the American dream to talk about success, usually meaning financial stability, a house, and a good life. But remember, this idea is different in every culture.
Also, resilience comes from the Latin word resilire, which means to jump back, like bouncing back after a hard time.
I love learning word origins. It makes the words more memorable.
Me too. All right, let's wrap up. David, what's your biggest takeaway from today's episode?
For me, it's that success isn't just about the end goal. It's about growth, learning, and enjoying the process. Even if success never comes in the way you expect, you can still be proud of your journey.
I agree. And I'd say, don't let fear of failure stop you from trying new things. Celebrate your small wins and remember, you are more than just your achievements.
That's a great note to end on. Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. Remember, you're doing great, and every step forward is a success in itself.
Yes. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep smiling. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend or send us a message about your own success story.
We'll be back next time with more tips, stories, and friendly conversations to help you on your English journey.
Until then, take care, be kind to yourself, and remember, you're already a success. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, and keep up the great work.